Like you, I have been seeing a lot of YouTube videos about people talking about them quitting social media and what they learned from it, what they gained from it. And I think some of them made pretty valid points, which I will discuss, but there are also people who failed to discuss how social media could really be beneficial. Now, I understand that social media, the creators and even the CEOs, the developers, planned it so that the algorithm would hook people and make them stay on the platform. That's just how it is. Similar to video games. People can easily be addicted to video games because that is how they made it to be. And they have studied our how we react, how we respond to things, so they know how to get us hooked. But then, if we think of it, life is full of tools. Initially thought of as good, like technology, we can learn a lot of things from it, but also at the same time, we can get addicted to the internet, to the social media, and even video games. But like any other good thing, let's say food, there is also food addiction, which if we consume in moderation is really good for us. But then if we get addicted and consume too much of it, then comes the health problems. So what can we learn from this? Life is full of choices in general, and every small choice that we make could either make us or break us. So it all comes down to choice. Will you become a mindless consumer, or will you become a conscious consumer? Conscious being you learn a lot of things, you study through it, and maybe learn from the mistakes of others. And also, some people do business online. They make a living from it and maybe even use it to promote their business in real life. So there are a lot of ways to use social media, some which can be good and some can be bad depending on the influence. And it's all up to you, your choice on what you will make it out to be. Take, for example, my life. Growing up, we were never taught how to process our emotions. By process, I mean if we were angry, we will just say we are angry and then just show it. But then there's this baggage that comes with it, that if we don't process why we were angry, what made us feel angry, are there other feelings like sadness, maybe we were ashamed. If we don't process that, eventually it bottles up inside us, and in the future we tend to explode, which I notice in my life and also in the lives of my siblings and family members. By explode, I mean there is that overwhelming negative emotions, whether it be anger, sadness, and you just can't control it. Well, in my experience, I couldn't control it, and then I let it all out at once. And when I did try to process it, it was a long process because I have been bottling up my emotions and not processing it for the longest time of my life. And I found that there are people on the internet and on social media who successfully are happy despite not having a lot of problems that they were still not able to solve or find solution. Somehow there is that joy, that peace inside of them that really helped them. So it involved watching a lot of things, listening, and maybe even reading a lot of things for me to understand each and everything that I was not able to do before. I learned how to do this through various people from the internet, people in real life, and then just try to connect it all together on what works for me personally, because we are all made different and we process things differently. I mean, I have met people that did not go to school of a certain hobby or skill and did not have enough experience prior to watching and listening to YouTube videos or maybe reading them from the internet. And eventually, from watching these masters, they become masters or maybe even close to mastering the skill, the art themselves. And it's not just limited to knowledge. It can be also relational. There are people who are really strangers in real life who met through the internet and then maybe done business there or maybe just engage in a similar hobby or interest, and eventually they become treasured real life friends, and that I think is a beautiful thing. There are also people who are going through a tough time or maybe just a feeling lonely, that they seek internet, they seek that companionship, that through the lens, through the videos, they are talking to another human being, which in itself is parasocial, but then it helps them process their emotions, what they like, what they dislike, and learn more about themselves. Like a tool, it can speed up how we do things, like take for example, online delivery, online selling. It made it easier for us to buy the things we need and get it right through our doorstep. So there is some benefits and there are also some disadvantages, which I notice most YouTubers already discuss. So it all comes down to how you see the lens, how you view the world through that lens, and how you can use that to benefit you. How is your relationship with the internet? Did it make or break you? Use it.